Alright, I think we are live. But we should be. Let us go to the good old YouTube and find out. Yep, bingo. Let's copy and paste it in some servers. Never be alone. Alright, I'm gonna actually, my camera's not working. So let me try plugging it in, or out and in again, you know, like a true IT master. Pretty sure this, well, I don't know if that's my camera or my do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, yeah, there we go. Need help with my camera? Yes, I do. Forward is the only way my heart can go. See, like, it works fine in Discord. That's what's weird. I guess, man. My dog is scratching at the door. Let me grab him real quick. Alright, yeah, we're trying to get my camera set up here. Okay. Yeah, I really don't know why, I mean, it's worked before. That's what's weird. Game capture, image, media, just video capture device. Okay. Oh, there I am. Hello. I don't know why it wasn't working. Anyways, in today's live stream, I'm just going to be video editing. And I say video editing, I'm mostly... Can I crop this? How do I crop in OBS? Is there a way to crop? You'll never be alone. I've got the song from 10-2 Final Fantasy stuck in my head. Blending, blending, show, transform. Here we go. Edit, transform. Oh. Nope. Okay, right click, transform. Rotate, flip, fit the screen. Okay, well, it doesn't look like I can manually crop, so that's all we're doing for now. But yeah, so basically I'm working on some Kingdom Hearts scripts. I've got a video/video series, but also another video. I've got like a Kingdom Hearts 3 review retrospective thing that I'm working on, and so that's what this is. I've spent the most amount of time on this script. I think we're at 46 pages. Oh my god. This is probably going to be a very long video. This is probably going to be several hours. Yeah. What else? What are some things that I can, like, talk about in this video that I haven't already? Ow. My, like, eye spazzed out there for a second. Well, yeah, I don't know. Let's, we can play a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff while we're talking about it now. But the point of the video is meant to be like a retrospective. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been out for 7 years, just a little over 7 years. And because of the significance of the number 7 in the series, I thought it would be funny to do a retrospective. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a hugely anticipated game. And let me adjust the volume. There we go. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a hugely anticipated game. And it left a lot of people very, like, divisive. Yeah, decisive, like, divided. Maybe just divided. Maybe that's what I meant. Very divided as far as, like, what expectations were and stuff like that. I mean, fans were kind of, like, I don't want to say fans were waiting 13 years for the game, but the jump from Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3 was a 13-year-long wait. Sure, you had Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance and the HD remakes in between and the mobile games and everything else, but the jump to Kingdom Hearts 1 to 2 was, story-wise, it was just Chain of Memories, right? And so Chain of Memories came out on the Game Boy, then Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and then they remade Chain of Memories for the PS2, and then Days and Recoded came out, and then BBS. So part of the review is honestly talking about just the foundational expectations that people had for this game. Now that I'm like looking at it, the world map is so strange. This is very similar to, I guess it's closer to Kingdom Hearts 1's world map. I'm not really a fan of like the orbit, you know? Like, I guess it's cool that you can like move around, and then obviously you can like free travel. I really like the free travel aspect, or you can just warp there, right? Hey, no, buddy, you can't have your toy. My dog is like eaten the entirety of his toy, and it's like, well, here, I can show you all. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's like a bone. This is the other side of it. So, yeah, needless to say, he's not getting that toy anymore. Hey, buddy, actually, you have a toy outside. I'm going to grab this toy real quick. It's got some dirt on it from being outside, but he's got it. So anyways, yeah, like, I've been replaying the whole series. My girlfriend, I got her into playing Kingdom Hearts 1, so she's doing that right now. And so I played 3, then I played 2, and now I'm also playing 1 alongside with her. Are these 3D models for worlds? Oh, they are. You can, like, see totally around them. That's cool. Yeah, Twilight Town, the Clock Tower. So, yeah. What are some things I can show off? There's obviously the Olympus mod, which I talk about a good bit in the video. Oh, that's the wrong world. I want to go here. Nope. Here. We'll go to the lobby. One of my biggest expectations for Kingdom Hearts 3 personally was the worlds. Like, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I love the combat, and I like the story. Like, I'm pretty critical of certain aspects of the story. But I love just the idea of, like, jumping into Disney properties, right? As levels, as dungeons in the game, right? And so, how do you glide in this game? I've been playing 2 and 3. Or 2 and 1, there we go, it's circle. So one of my like biggest wants and desires for Kingdom Hearts 3 was an emphasis on like the worlds, right? Kingdom Hearts 1 had, it introduced us to the concept, right? And so when it comes to like the original worlds, considering how big of a scope Kingdom Hearts 3 was trying to be as far as like the finale of a saga, I think you should have included all of the original worlds, like bare minimum. Like, especially because essentially, aside from Traverse Town, I think every original world is present in the game, right? Like, there's the clips from here at Destiny Islands. Twilight Town obviously is in the game. Hollow Bastion and Radiant Garden are obviously in the game. This is so cool. Like, this is genuinely a really cool mod. I do wish it was like a little bit more polished, like swim mechanics. Are there? Yeah, there are swim mechanics in Kingdom Hearts 3. There's the Caribbean level. It'd be nice if there were like some NPCs. Isn't there the photo mode? Can't you like? I don't know. I know that there's like the photo mode that you can do like in Worlds. You know what I mean? I don't think you can do that here. There we go. But anyways, so like, not including all of the whatchamacallit, original worlds, like series original worlds, not including all of those, I feel like is a huge waste and missed opportunity. This is the cave. It's really cool. Walking out, ta-da! And then you can fly around it too. It's unfinished on the side, and you can actually like glitch into the cave, right here. See? So like, this is cool. If you'll notice, like some of the other mods that I have on Sora right now include the HUD in the bottom right of the screen. His hair, he's sporting the Kingdom Hearts 2 hair. Should be able to flip the camera, right? Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 hair, and then the crown. But that was cool, like the light shimmied. But anyways. Oh wait, can I? Hold on, let me take a picture of that. Here we go. One. Oh, actually, let's like. Oh well, the game decided not to like that. Let's do this. Get like. Nope. I want to get like right here. Right here, maybe. No, I was trying to get the Palpu fruits. Do like this number. Oh, almost. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, we'll go back to monsters. So anyways, yeah, that was one thing that I was pretty critical of in this video. Let's see. What like else can I talk about? Oh yeah, like, I don't know, I just feel like that there was like a weird, like, I feel like Nomura and the development team had a bunch of like ideas for what they were wanting to do. Like, they wanted to do open world stuff, they wanted to do the retro minigame modes, they wanted to do photo mode, they wanted to do like, I don't know what else to call it other than like, yeah, the Keyblade Forge. They wanted to do like upgradable weapons and items and stuff, which like none of these are necessarily bad things, but they're all kind of like extra to what people were initially wanting or expecting. Like, there's also cooking, right? Like, does Kingdom Hearts need cooking? No, but it was an extra cool thing. And during, I want to say like 2017, maybe even 2015, from like 2015 to like 2023, 2024, cooking in video games was just a thing, right? Like Final Fantasy 15 did it, Legend of Zelda did it, right? Like there were a handful of games, especially open world games, that were doing cooking that could like give you increased stats and whatever else, which is a really cool thing to do. But are those supposed to be the ducks? Oh yeah, that's cool. Anyways, so, but I don't think that they do all of them, like they do all of them pretty okay. Just not, they don't like excel at any of them, right? In my opinion. One of the, whatchamacallits, as far as like original world goes, there's Destiny Islands, which obviously I think should be in the game. Traverse Town, I think should be in the game. Twilight Town is in the game. Hollow Bastion should have been in the game. and so on. There is this mod where you can visit like Daybreak Town and take like a Mark of Mastery exam. Like, this is cool. It's cool and it's cute. I don't necessarily think that Daybreak Town needed to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh. Okay, I was like, that's never happened before. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. There's going to be a Heartless that spawn around here and stuff too. Mark of Mastery exam area. Let's fight a dark side. I think I started the save file on beginner just because I was like trying to I was just trying to like do mods. I wasn't like trying to like do a challenge run or anything, although I might replay the mod, or I might replay it with on critical, because I've never done critical before. When I played 3 for the first time, I played it on proud. That was my first time ever playing a Kingdom Hearts game on a harder difficulty. Did my game freeze? Oh, no, there we go. Oh, okay. I didn't mean to use my DM. But there we go. But yeah, like, some things are, like, not necessarily, like, needed. Like, Sora's hair. I feel like that the 2 hair is more natural to Sora. The 3 hair is like a little flat but fluffy at the same time. Like, he seems less anime with his 3 hair. But like, I like this. Like, his 2 hair with his 3 outfit, I really like it. And that reminds me, you can also do... I can play as Riku. This is Riku's 3 outfit with his 2 hair, which I also really like. And then we can do the same thing for Kairi. This is Kairi's 3 outfit with her 2 hair, which I really like. Honestly, it was just kind of the hair for me. The hair is what I did not care for with the main, like, Destiny trio. What other mods do we have? Oh yeah, we have Aqua, and then I think we have Roxas. Yeah. Oh, game crash? Nope, just freeze. Cool. I love the teleport dash. It's really cool. Oh, we can't talk because we're Roxas. Let's switch. There we go. All right, yeah, we'll return. So, but yeah, I feel like that they just kind of like they did a lot of like individually kind of cool things, but nothing like really stood out. There we go. Do I talk about, like, cooking? Oh, I don't. Okay, let's talk about, let's find something like that. Tutorial, combat, blah, 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 blah. Worlds. We'll talk a good bit about worlds, talk about the boss battles, characters, the pacing. After Olympus and Twilight Town, you essentially speedrun 6 Disney Worlds, then it's all story-related fights. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 pacing were notorious for having you return to Worlds for stronger fights, usually with your second visit having some bigger, lore tie-ins and implications. My mind always goes to Beast Castle from Kingdom Hearts 2. They definitely should have spread the lore stuff out more instead of saving it all till the end like Kingdom Hearts 1. Well, here's the thing with Kingdom Hearts 1, though. Sure, there isn't like a lore story reason to go back and visit most of the other worlds. Like, I think Olympus for the cups, and then Traverse Town, I think you have to visit 2 or 3 times for different things. Because I know you have to visit, after you do your first round of worlds, you have to visit to talk to Leon and Sid to get the gummy stuff set up, and then that's when you also talk to Merlin, and you can practice your magic, but then you come back later after you rescue Kairi as well. So you visit Traverse Town a couple of times. But really, Kingdom Hearts 1's, what gets you to go back and re-explore the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 1 is largely the fact that there were a handful of areas that like even in Alice in Wonderland, there were some areas that could only be unlocked with certain abilities. Or like in Deep Jungle too, like with the lagoon with the hippos, it's pretty difficult to do that without high jump or glide, right? And so, and Kingdom Hearts 1 was largely driven like sort of like a traditional turn-based RPG in the sense that it encourages you to come back and explore other areas once you're stronger, right? It just does that in like in an open 3D space, which is really cool and was unique at the time. So they definitely should have spread the lore stuff out more, like Kingdom Hearts 1, I think is what I intend to say. There we go. Rather than till the end, KH1 had you revisit you also ran into Riku in Monstro and in Neverland, but you do run into organization members in like all of the Disney worlds. Larxene in Arendelle, Marluxia in Tangled, Vanitas in Monsters, Data Riku or Dark Riku in San Francisco, so on. Oh, let me take this real quick. Oh wait, check. All right, I'm back. There we go. Yeah. So like Kingdom Hearts 3 has you encounter story-related stuff in between every world. It is all like antagonistic related, but so is like sort of the thing with Riku. Like it's unbeknownst to you, but that is what's happening. So I can't really fault it for that. I'll just put and encourages you to return to worlds for further exploration that you couldn't have visited during your first run through. Neither of these are true for Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay. Oh yeah, there's also like character customization, like the fact that that was a thing. Like this is just another example, right? Like it's a thing that it was a feature. It's an extra feature that you could tell that they were trying to experiment with in 0.2, and they just I don't know. I don't know if they didn't care about it anymore, if they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with it. I just don't know. Whereas I feel like from a fan's perspective, it's pretty easy to come up with these things. Like I wrote a thing here. I am going to change this to miscellaneous. Miscellaneous features. And then we'll do character customization. And then we'll do cooking, photo mode, cooking, character customization, really lack thereof. What, mini games, I guess. We'll make it one word. Mini games. Kingdom Hearts 3's Winnie the Pooh only had like one mini game, right? And whenever you got new updates for it, it was just different versions of it. Is that right? Let's do KH3 100 Acre Woods. The whole thing. Oh yeah, it's one mini game. Yeah, that's all it is. It's one mini game and you have to do it 3 times. Yeah. So, mini games. 100 Acre Woods. The Gummy Phone. Well, Kingdom Classics, is that what they're called? Kingdom Classics. Cooking is cool. Like, it gives you, like, stat boosts from JRPG, like, temporary stat boosts that JRPGs would do. Photo mode was also sort of, like, a mainstay staple of video games during this point in time. Like, people just they like expression. They like being able to express themselves in photo mode, which is another reason why I think character customization was so hilariously, like, skewed for 0.2. It was like they tried it once and then never again. Okay, so yeah, miscellaneous features, photo mode, minigames, cooking, character customization. I feel like there's more. There's like sort of open world stuff. Like, people had also sort of been wanting like a larger scope of the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3, and that is true. The worlds are definitely bigger, but there's also fewer of them. There's 6 visitable Disney worlds, not including 100 Acre Woods. I think that would make 7. I think that's right. Let's just do the worlds. There's a total of 15, but only 10 of them are visitable. Out of those 10, one of them is the Keyblade Graveyard, which just acts as the beginning of the finale, and then another one being 100 Acre Woods. So there's 8. 9 is Twilight Town, and there's 8. So 7 is Twilight Town, and I think 6 would be the final world, which leaves 6. So wait, hold on. So let's count. Olympus, Tangled, San Francisco. I'm doing these in such the wrong order. Okay, Olympus, Toy Box Tangled. Olympus, Toy Box Tangled. Monsters Inc. Frozen, Big Hero 6 Pirates. There are 6 including Olympus. And then Twilight Town makes 7. 100 Acre Woods makes... That's wrong. Wait, hold on. Olympus. Twilight Town. Tangled, Toy Box. Monsters. Frozen. San Francisco Pirates. So there's 8, including Twilight Town. 9, 100 Acre Woods. 10, Keyblade Graveyard. 11, Scala ad Kylum. 12, The Final World. 13, Destiny Islands, which is just there. 14, The Dark World, which you briefly play in. It's not visible. 15, Castle Oblivion / just Castle Oblivion, which you briefly play in. I guess I didn't include Hollow Bastion for 16 because you don't play in it, but I guess you do as Riku in the DLC. My dog is scratching at the door again. Hold on. So, Yeah. So 16. There are 16. Only 10 of them are visitable. So let's just rename these. Olympus, Twilight Town, Toy Box, Tangled, Monsters Inc., Arendelle, Tangled, we'll call it Corona, Monsters Inc., Olympus, Twilight Town, Toy Box, Corona, Monsters Inc., Arendelle, Carabine, San Fran, Keyblade, Graveyard. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Scala. So 11 of them are visitable. Castle Oblivion. So they're not visitable, but they are playable. Castle Oblivion. Castle Oblivion, The Dark World, The Final World, and Hollow Bastion and Remind. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 16 worlds. Olympus, Twilight Town, Toy Box, Corona. Well, let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. So there are 16 of them. And out of the ones that you can visit, like you can warp to with a save point, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. Although Scala is inside Keyblade Graveyard. So we really shouldn't count that. And I don't think... Does 100 Acre Woods have a save point? We can check. Let's pull it up real quick. We can check. This is like such a weird opening movie. Like, just in comparison to the other games. Wait, did it say that we were in the Coliseum? I guess I didn't save when I played it a minute ago. One other thing is these Instagram posts, they're so strange to me. Like, they're cute. I don't hate them. They're cute. But, like, Nomura is apparently a stickler for, like, the canonicity of things. So... I guess this is like another one of those like features where like, you know, social media incorporation. If anything, I feel like it sort of dates the game. Okay, yeah, I guess we were still here. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Winnie the Pooh, 100 Acre Woods, does have a save point, but I don't think it's visitable. Okay, so it's not visitable. So let's just go to the Tram Common. I remember growing up playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and like I knew that the game was like a Disney Final Fantasy spinoff, right? Or not spinoff, but crossover. And I really thought that Hainer, Pince, and Olette were like another Final Fantasy trio, similar to Titus, Waka, and Selphie. Olette specifically reminded me a lot of Selphie. I don't actually think I did this earlier, like at all. Okay, it does have a save point. So let's save. Okay, now that I've saved here, is it visitable? Yeah, let's leave. I remember when I was younger, I had 2.5 on my PS3, and I was trying to stream it on an Elgato on one of my older channels, and it took me forever to get it. I needed my dad to help me for like days to figure it out. We were on the phone with like the Elgato company or whatever, and it's just a really sweet memory I have of my dad. He passed away at the end of 2025, so I like talking about him whenever I get the chance to. But anyways, all right, let's see if it's visitable. It's not visitable. Okay. Well, I guess it is visitable. It just, you can't do it from the world map. So I take back what I said. Similar to Hollow Bastion, I guess, then technically. But anyways, one other mod that I really like is the Break Boundaries mod. It lets you just like, well, as the name implies. I do think it would be cool though. I'm pretty sure Roxas's house or apartment is like technically supposed to be like right here somewhere. Wait, can you not shot lock outside of... Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure, like, from the distance of his apartment in the beginning of 2, it's, like, supposed to be, like, around this area. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, yeah, you can just, like, go all the way up to the tower. It's crazy that this was all rendered but and just not playable in the original game. Like, how do you do that? Nope. Okay. Can I can sort of get up there from here. Okay, hold on. There we go. And then, yeah, I can do the same thing. Yippee! See, like, this would be a cool spot to put, like, a chest or a lucky emblem or something. Make these, like, interactable a little bit. You can get to the spots. This is where they have ice cream. It's this spot. Like, imagine if there was, like, a little prompt here that said, have ice cream, and, like, it randomly generates, like, a Riku or Kairi or Roxas and Shion or whoever else, and they just join you. Like, obviously, this would have to be, like, a post-game feature. But how pretty is that? This is, like, sick. This is super sick. I can show you all, I think. Yeah, so I've got Fenrir as a Keyblade from 2. It definitely, it's had some remodeling done, but it's still cool. Some of these are also just different Keyblades. Like, I think this is... Oh, no, that's supposed to be a different Keyblade. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they lost them or got rid of them. I have Kingdom Key D, that's cool. Yeah, that's sick. I could have sworn that I had a mod that changed Hero's Origin to something else. Same with most of these, actually. Okay, that's Kingdom Key D, too. That's so funny. Favorite deputy, is this something? Oh, wait, why am I doing this? I can just... Oh, yeah, Wheel of Fate is Way to Dawn. I only have 2 Keyblades equipped. LOL. Let's try Happy Ever After and Happy Gear. So Way to Dawn, Happy Gear is what it is, and so is that one. Okay, Crystal Snow, Honey Spout, and Nano Gear. That's Honey Spout, that's Nano Gear, that's the Frozen one, okay. Yeah, I thought I changed more of these. Starlight, Grand Chef, Classic Tone, Starlight, Grand Chef, Classic Tone. Okay. Yeah, I thought I did change more of these, but whatever. Another thing, too, is like the fact that I have a mod that just has them walking in the main menu. Because they originally don't do that. But they do it in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. And it's like, why? There's just like small things, which is like, why was this not implemented in the first place? Just gonna be honest. Just gonna be honest. Alright, let's get back Ultima Weapon. And, Starseeker. Oh, wait, do I actually have Starseeker? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. We're falling. The way that, like, the map clips, like, these invisible walls that are here, is so interesting to me. Alright, here we are. We're back in Twilight Town. This looks like a good spot to find some ingredients. Alright. Now, I will show you one of my favorite mods that I have. And then we'll go back to, like, script stuff. Embark. No, I want to embark from here. Yeah, there we go. Begin voyage. Yep. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, wrong way, wrong way. There we go. Oh, I thought I could make that. Yeah, all the way over here. In that direction. Do you see what I see? It's beautiful, isn't it? You're as beautiful as the day I lost you. You do have to get, like, uncomfortably close for the world to trigger. But, and then I always thought it was weird that, like, the houses are, like, floating off of the data greeting. That's what the thing's called. The houses are, like, floating off of the world. I've never done data greeting before, so let's see what this is about. I'm pretty sure it's just, like, a photo mode, right? There we go. Maybe you can't do one, since this is a modded world. You can do the Trinity limits. The candles are functional. You can even turn them on and off. Can we turn them on? Oh, that was fire. Wait. There we go. Can we light them? Looks like it's not lit. Oh, they just light and unlight after a certain time. Okay. Pretty sure there's another Trinity over here. Oh no, I keep thinking there is though. The accessory shop. Like, this is just so cool. There's even food. Here's a postcard. I think there's 2 Trinities over here. Oh no, there was a postcard though. Yeah. There's even a save point and a Moogle. Geppetto's house. Here's another postcard, if we can get up there. There we go. You can flow motion on the things, that's really cool. There's another one here. Yep. And then you can make this door open. And it takes you straight to the 3rd district. What does this one do? Oh, okay, it's just the Kingdom Hearts 2 limit form. Well, in that case, before more enemies spawn, I'll show off a different mod with the Fenrir Keyblade. There we go. But yeah, like these are references to The World Ends With You. It's like the pins and the noise and the other graffiti. Oh, well, I guess that was all of the enemies. There's another postcard up here, I think. This is where Donald and Goofy fall on Sora in 1. Oh, maybe we can still do it? Oh no, I thought like we just needed finishers. But the guy who made the mod, I think, was also going to do the 2nd district and the one from the one from Dream Drop as well, the 4th district. Yeah, there's another postcard. It's like a little finicky to get up there, but I mean, honestly, it's fine. Lady and the Tramp. But one thing that is cool is this gateway takes you to where Merlin's house would be. There's another postcard. Although it's unfinished, so it's just like a blank wall right now. But I'm really looking forward to this being done. And just the rest of Traverse Town. This is one of my favorite worlds. Like lore-wise, it's really interesting because like it's a world that shows up when people have lost their worlds. So yeah. Anyways, world map. We'll actually, I think, just close the game. Close. There we go. Yep. There we go. 8 regular worlds left. How many regular visitable worlds were there? Olympus, Twilight Town. Do I talk about Twilight Town? Yeah. Olympus, Twilight Town, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because there's 6 Disney worlds. Toy Box. There's 6 levels, not counting the tutorial in Twilight Town. So 8, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this. Let's look and see. One of my favorite things to do is like just see what mods people make. Let's do like date published. Oh, sweet. So like these are cool. Oh, speaking of which, this mod got a response. Oh, sweet. Awesome. So like this person modded in the Final Fantasy 15 training room. And I actually haven't tested this. We could test it out now. He doesn't really give instructions on how it works. Let's see, secondary storage 3. I forgot how this worked. Documents, My Games 3, Steam. I forgot how this worked for 3. I've been modding 1.5 and 2.5, and my brain is just like not. That's with zip. Steam library, Steam apps, common? No, it's not there. It's gotta be here, right? Emulation, maybe? And no. Emulators, maybe? No. Secondary storage. Kingdom Hearts 3. There's like a PAX folder. That's where it needs to go. Here we go. Oh, it's under content? Mods. I don't know, maybe I didn't. I don't see that mods folder. Maybe just here works. See description. No, in my mods folder. Okay. And then, oh yeah, this mod menu. So let's unzip it. Extract. It's called main something. Let's just copy this, and then let's go to. Okay. Let's go to secondary storage for PAX. This was today? No, it's wrong. That's not where I want. Dispatch content, game report, Marvel, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's in documents. Okay. Dude, we like just saw it, didn't we? Oh, wait. It's here. I'm pretty sure. Let's just look for that mods folder. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, but anyways, this person has been trying to like import some Final Fantasy 15 stuff, and I left a comment about like possible NPCs or anything else that they could just do. Man, this should not be that hard. That's Pokemon MMO. I've got like a gnat flying around me. Oh my god, that's annoying. Alright, well, we need the map loader. Kingdom Hearts 3, okay, here it is. Kingdom Hearts 3 content packs and mods. So here, documents, actually no, it's going to be under here. Secondary storage. No, wait, it should be under my games. Kingdom Hearts 3, oh, shoot. Config crashes, save games. Where did it say it would be? Content. Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't have a content folder. What if I searched one? Can you search this way? I don't actually know if you can. That's Remind. I don't know, maybe just using this in the mod manager will work. Yeah. Alright, let's try it. That was weird. Alright, load game. There we go. The neighborhood, that's what they call Twilight Town. As opposed to like what other area? Well, I guess the old mansion. That's fair enough. But it's Tram Common and then it's Old Mansion. Dude, I do love how Twilight Town is so like vibrant. You know, like there's so many just random NPCs, and a good amount of them are just like regular NPCs. Like they're regular Kingdom Hearts original people, right? Like it's not, you don't, not everything has to be a reference, obviously. It's cool when it is, but like these are just like kids who were born and raised in Twilight Town. Does this kid have a, oh, I thought he had like a symbol on his jacket. So anyways, this is cool. Alright, so let's F1, there we go. Paste. Enter. Oh, that did nothing. Alright, open. Nope. Open. I definitely must have done something wrong. Yeah. I didn't put it in the right spot. I knew I didn't. See, but what's like funny is these are all empty. I've moved the packs full files somewhere. Hi Tito, chill out, buddy. My Games, Kingdom Hearts 3, and then Steam. I feel like it's here somewhere. I've got a mods folder somewhere. We saw it literally a minute ago. Got it. Found it. Packs. Mods. There we go. Alright. Alright. Now let's get that mod, and I know where that is. That's in here. Main file. There we go. Okay, there it is. I don't know if we need to reboot the game or not. We probably have to. LOL. And then I copied and pasted his command, but I don't know if it did work or not. Open. Okay. Could also be a problem with a space. Load. There we go. Hey Tito. Hey buddy. This is my dog. I don't think y'all can see him. He's such a good boy. Rawr. It's getting hotter outside, and so he's starting to shed a lot. Oh. I do think it's kind of funny that there have been, like, very special circumstances that have prevented the Birth by Sleep trio from aging. Like, if any of them would age, it would have to be Vin. Because he just slept, right? Like, Aqua, like, time works differently in the Realm of Darkness. Terra's body became lost when Ansem became a Heartless. But that was still, like, 10 years later, wasn't it? So Terra should look about 10 years older. Alright. Let's try this. Mod loader. Oh, that just did not work. Okay. Let's get rid of... Okay. Open. Huh. Huh. Okay. Yeah. I can't get his mod to work. He said that into a mod menu. He used C mod menu. I don't know which one I'm using. But it's in the packs folder. Open, space, games mats, and sublining 2 into a mod menu. Not certain on the compatibility with other mods, but it shouldn't conflict with anything. Well, bummer. I can't use it. So much for that. But anyways. Okay. Let's go back here to the video. I have very much wanted to do this, like, response to Kingdom Hearts 3 apologists thing. Because I remember so many people, like, claiming that this game was, like, the best thing since sliced bread when it first came out. And now it's just not as much. At least I don't hear about it as often. Where's Kingdom Hearts 3 apologists? This was... Yeah, we were watching this.
Thanks to the surplus of negative energy present in the world, and he's able to alert Sora to Ventus's heart residing within him. Xehanort's shown to have a fallback plan in case the Guardians fail, sending Marluxia and Larxene to find and safeguard the new Seven Hearts. There's a whole side plot with Vexen, who betrays the organization and seeks to atone alongside Ansem the Wise, ultimately making it thanks to him that we're able to create vessels for Xion and Naminé. We cut to Kairi and Axel bonding together during their training with Merlin, and though it isn't much, their scenes together are really cute. Their relationship has come a long way since KH2, and the scenes where Axel is reminded of someone who never existed are tough to watch. It makes their fights at the Keyblade Graveyard marginally less disappointing. What I'm trying to outline here is that there's a build-up to KH3 that's meant to burst once you save Aqua. The crescendo of a chess match Xehanort and Eric...
Did I respond to him? No, I responded to the other guy. I'm gonna take my dog out again real quick, and I'll respond to some of these points. Wish I had like something to snack on. I'm always craving snacks in the evening. Like something either sweet or something I can just, or like salty, like popcorn or chips or something. Let's go here. He was talking about the
game you two are playing, and it always ends with a frantic round of hide and seek at the very end. Zigbar changes the shape of the arena to better suit his long-range capability, which lets battle high. Well designed, weaving together you're awesome. Every fight, Shion can reduce your max HP by especially the Luxord battle against Cole Sprouse, the best secret boss in Kingdom Hearts, set to one of Yoko Shimomura's most legendary pieces, Nachtflügel. I really hope that I pronounced that correctly. This is everything that made the Lingering Will Fantastic cranked to the max. It will test your resolve as a human being, and I am so interested to learn more about this character. Kingdom Hearts 3 may not feel exactly like 1 or 2, but neither does 2 feel entirely like 1 to begin with. 3 did exactly what I wanted as a sequel mechanically, and crafted an experience I can only get by playing it. That's all I could ever ask.
Checkmate. And so darkness prevails, and light expires. You need a new strategy.
My move, isn't it?
Huh?
Just resets. That's so
It's
fun.
not over.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is the conclusive chapter to the Dark Seeker saga. We're here to save the Guardians of Light, fight in the Keyblade War, and take down Xehanort once and for all. Other threads run in the background, table setting for future entries as per usual. For the most part, though, I would describe this tale as cathartic. Predictable, but cathartic.
I don't know if I would. So.
Seeker Saga. We're here to save the Guardians of Light, fight in the Keyblade War, and take down Xehanort.
I guess at the end of Dream Drop, you are tasked with like collecting the 7 Guardians, right? And at that point, you have Sora, Riku, Kairi, you have Lee, and you have Donald, Goofy, Mickey. So if you do them, that's 7 or 8 people, but obviously Donald and Goofy aren't considered one of the 7. I don't think Mickey is either. It's actually, what is the technical 7 technical like who is actually who? Yeah. I feel like, Kingdom Hearts 13 has been, I haven't been able to access it. I think their servers are down or something. So let's see here. Sora, Riku, King Mickey, Aqua, Ventus, Kairi, Axel. So that's 7. The additional members are Terra, Roxas, Shion. And then other, Donald and Goofy are considered honorary by Yin Sid, though they do not possess Keyblades, and yeah, don't count. Okay. So let's look at the 13 Darknesses. Here we go. So this is... So can I give us the list? There we go. Xehanort, Ansem, Xemnas, Xigbar, Luxord, Larxene, Marluxia, Saix, Terranort, Dark Riku, Vanitas, Young Xehanort, Xion. And then reserves are Dimix, Vexen, and the replicas. Well, Xion switches sides, but even without her, you still have... Actually, let me read this, because, like, in order for it to work, didn't they need to be, like, part Xehanort? Like, wasn't that, like, the whole idea from Dream Drop? Imperfect female replica of Sora was presented as an unofficial 14th member of the original, who was designed... Though she was destroyed and erased from memory, records of her existence remained within Vexen's research, and she was subsequently reconstructed prior to her personality's formation. Okay, but, like, how? like... what? How does she become one of the how is she a 13th darkness? You know what I mean? Okay. Let's go back up. Skein of Severance to serve as the battlegrounds. Okay. Why? Yeah, but why Xion? I do think I talk about that in here.
Once and
anyways.
for all. Other threads run in the background. Tables.
The 4200. Clip, I guess. Get the clip of Roxas smiling at Naminé. I've always in my head compared Birth by Sleep to like the prequel trilogy of Star Wars, because it's also kind of similar, and not just because Mark Hamill acts as Ericus, but like you have a character being Terra and Anakin who like falls to the darkness, things go awry, people get lost. Yeah, like Obi-Wan could be Aqua, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Setting for future entries as per usual. For the most part, though, I would describe this tale
We'll
as
keep listening.
cathartic, predictable, but cathartic. If you were a fan of Kingdom Hearts during the lead up to 3, you basically knew everything that was going to happen in advance. I saw the phrase reconnect Kingdom Hearts enough times to give me an ulcer. The question wasn't what was going to happen, it was how. I suppose the how of it all didn't resonate with very many people. Well, it resonated with me, you heartless wretches. Though it was removed from KH3 to serve as a demo of sorts, I think 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, does a good job setting the tone moving into KH3 proper, following Aqua as she attempts to survive in the realm of darkness, the demon tide chasing after her, representing the darkness itself, a consistent force that can never truly be defeated. As you'd imagine, the realm of darkness is a bleak place, playing tricks on the mind, creating false hope, that Aqua hasn't broken under its influence, being alone for a length of time that she can't even place anymore.
This arguably could have been the tutorial. Before inevitably Alright, where were we? MISC features? No, we were in responses to apologists. There we go.
Is a testament to her strength. It's another reminder of what the stakes are, and why these characters are in desperate need of saving. There's quite a lot this story needed to accomplish. It needed to tie together the stories of Roxas, Shion, Axel, Naminé, Aqua, Terra, Ventus, Kairi, Riku, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Sora. Plus, Xehanort and the members of the new organization. On top
I don't really think Mickey, Donald, and Goofy had like a whole lot to do other than support. Like, they don't really have like a story, you know what I mean? Like, all those other characters have stories. Like Roxas, Axel, Shion, Naminé, all from Days and 2 and Chain of Memories, Aqua, Terra, Ventus, Birth by Sleep, Kairi, Riku, Sora, very obviously.
Needed to tie together the stories of Roxas, Shion, Axel, Naminé, Aqua, Terra, Ventus, Kairi, Riku, Mickey, Donald, Goofy.
I wouldn't count Mickey, Donald, Goofy,
and Sora. Plus, Xehanort and the members of the new organization. On top of that, it needed to introduce a ton of new Disney worlds, wrap up the plot of the Radiant Garden researchers, and continue the running threads in the background which would continue the story after the Keyblade War was set in.
Yeah, it's doing too much, kind of to his point, but let's see where he goes.
Done. Given how much there was to wrap up, I think the team did a commendable job. Everything you do in 3 has...
But not all of it was wrapped up, bro. I'll keep
something to do with one of these missing lights. Revisiting Twilight Town is mostly for Roxas. You meet up with Hayner, Pence, and Olette again to figure out how to restore him. It's a bittersweet, nostalgic trip. As Sora says, it feels like it's been forever since we've stepped foot in Twilight Town, even if it hasn't actually been that long in universe. It shows how much Roxas has been longing to come back, something Sora feels for him. It's familiar. The trams are running, the shops are open, but now there's a film festival, a bistro run by a rat, and the hole in the wall has been repaired. You have to run through the sewers to get to the mansion, but once you're there, it's like nothing's changed. Ansem and Xemnas are a perfect fit to antagonize Sora, taunting him about the lengths he'll have to go to sustain the life of a nobody, wondering if he'll once again fall to darkness. This is a pattern the story falls into. At each leg of the journey, a new idea or problem will be tackled. Riku and Mickey are on a mission to save Aqua from the realm of darkness. Ienzo helps to build a vessel for Roxas. All the while, Ventus attempts to claw his way out of Sora's heart when Aqua is brought up or when he's confronted by Vanitas. Despite what many might say, there's actually a good amount of progress made both during and in between Disney worlds towards this endgame conflict. One of the reasons they're able to recruit Shion into the new organization is thanks to young Xehanort and Dark Riku, whose efforts combined with Vexen's replica research is able to recreate Shion to become one of the 13 Darknesses.
But you don't see that though, right? Like, you don't see what young Xehanort and Vanitas actually do to accomplish that. As far as you know, they just show up and they antagonize Sora.
No strings attached. Vanitas' resurrection occurs in Monstropolis thanks to the surplus of negative energy present in the world, and he's able to alert Sora to Ventus' heart residing within him. Xehanort's shown to have a fallback plan in case...
I don't think that's true. Let's just... We're at 4,200. Let's just go from 4,300. We'll label it story details and go one at a time.
Of a notable that for him actually been the Project trip for Rock Comfort, which would introduce a Goofy, Roxas, Sora, plus Xehanort and the members of the new organization. On top of that, it needed to introduce a ton of new Disney.
Introduce a ton of new Disney worlds. The least. It's the least. How many new worlds did it have though? 4? 5? 1, 2. No, it only had 2 new worlds. Sorry, 2 returning Disney worlds, Olympus and Caribbean. So five new Disney worlds. Toy Box, Corona, Arendelle, Monsters Inc., and San Fran. Yeah, 5. 5 new worlds. Kingdom Hearts 1, every world is new. KH2 worlds. It's just images. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Only 4, I guess. Okay, so here we go. Disney Castle is new. Well, here, there's a better way of doing this. Pride Lane is new. Port Royal is new. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 7 if you include Timeless River and Space Paranoids. It's 5 if you don't. Pride Land, Land of Dragons, because of their associated. It's fine though.
Worlds wrap up the plot of the Radiant Garden research.
Wrap up the plot of the Radiant Garden researchers, and then he shows not the Radiant Garden researchers. As in. Like what plot will wrap up? Like they're not relevant to the story at all until Remind, when they're doing the data stuff, when Leon and Sid and them are helping them with the data stuff.
Researchers and continue the running threads in the background, which would continue the story after the Keyblade War was said and done.
dog is scratching at the door. Give me a second. Man, it's a little chilly outside. It was like 80 degrees where I'm from yesterday, and today it's like 60 outside. That's going to be a recurring point.
Given how much there was to wrap up, I think the team did a commendable job. Everything you do in 3 has something to do with one of these missing lights. Revisiting Twilight Town is mostly for Roxas. You meet up with Hayner, Pence, and Olette again to figure out how to restore him. It's a bittersweet, actually been familiar. The
Okay,
transfer.
we'll
You
skip
have to run through the sewer,
Twilight
Sora, pattern the story from the realm of darkness. Ienzo helps to build a vessel.
Okay, each what?
The team did a commendable job. Everything you do in 3 has something to do with one of these missing.
Everything you do in 3.
Lights. Say bittersweet or and some Zemnis will be tapped all the while. Ventus and Mickey are on a mission to save Aqua from the realm of darkness. Ienzo helps to build a vessel for Roxas. Ventus attempts to claw his way out of Sora's heart when Aqua is brought up or when he's confronted by Vanitas. Despite what many might say, there's actually a good amount of progress made both during and in between Disney Worlds towards this endgame conflict. One of the reasons they're able to recruit Shion into the new organization is thanks to young Xehanort and whose efforts combined with Vexen's replica research is able to recreate Shion to become one of the 13 Darknesses, no strings attached. Vanitas' resurrection occurs in Monstropolis thanks to the surplus of negative energy present in the world, and he's able to alert Sora to Ventus' heart residing within him. Xehanort's shown to have a fallback plan in case the Guardians fail, sending Marluxia and Larxene to find and safeguard the new 7 hearts. there's a whole side plot with Vexen, who betrays the organization and seeks to atone alongside Ansem the Wise, ultimately making it thanks to him that we're able to create vessels for Shion and Namine. We cut to Kairi and Axel bonding together during their training with Mercs, where Axel is disappointing. What I'm trying to outline here is that there's a build-up to KH3 that's meant to burst once you save Aqua, the crescendo of a chess match Xehanort and Ericus have been playing since they were young lads. Perhaps some of the early narrative pacing is sacrificed in order to make the endgame more satisfying, which is a bit disappointing considering how revelatory and climactic the midpoint of 2 was, but that also means that the endgame of 3, in my opinion, is the strongest in the series. Sora, having regained his confidence, journeys into the realm of darkness to fight Aqua alone, and what a fight that is.
Regained his confidence? This is obviously before the crash out in the Keyblade Graveyard.
Yo! What?
Oh yeah, it's right after San Fran.
Gas!
On, ask on, ask the king.
Blade of Dark.
Away.
Okay. Real engines. Did not. Fancy.
Be safe. You struggle. Number king.
Bro. So long.
See Aqua by Yoshinori Nakamura is a harrowing theme. She's lost the battle against her insecurities. All of her negative emotions have bubbled to the surface. Her loneliness, her fear, her anger. She's become being her only companion. Brave the world's darkness, need help. So out of this. Her reaction waking up on the Destiny Islands, that's how long she's been trapped. It's become her new root. Her face, our gut. This, since everything is so Aqua's safe, the next course of action is for her to go wake up Ventus, where we get to play as her in a short battle against Vanitas. Unfortunately, Vanitas gets the upper hand, showing even early on that Aqua still hasn't fully recovered from her experiences in the realm of darkness. When all hope seems lost, Sora is able to use the power of waking for the first time to summon Ventus. Watching him crash in to save Aqua was another fantastic moment, and it gives me chills watching them finally talk to each other after all this. Not through dreams or apparitions, they're both actually here. I'm trying my best not to rattle off a bunch of plot points, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from here. The climax of KH3 is so good. It's one of the best parts of the game, and it basically had to be. This is the ending of the Darkseeker saga. I'll say once again that we all knew who was going to be saved, but it was about finally seeing them back in action, smiling and safe again, that made the long wait for this game more than worth it. I revel in the smaller moments, like the Guardians assembling at Yensid's tower before journeying to the Keyblade Graveyard, then remembering Axel after their brief bonding moment back in Radiant Garden, Aqua's swelling pride in how far Sora, Riku, and Kairi have all come since she first met them as children. Even Ven and Aqua's quiet moment together on the steps of the tower, where they vow to save Terra together, warms my heart. These characters all mean the world to me. I've been following their stories for most of my life, watching them suffer through unimaginable nightmares. They've been killed, trapped, possessed, sent to sleep. We waited years to finally see them happy again, and this was the first major step towards seeing that goal realized. It's not without its dramatic turns, though, and their first steps into the Keyblade Graveyard was something I could never have expected. At this moment, you're on top of the world. You've regained the power of waking, you've assembled the Guardians of Light, and you've just completed a battle against a horde of heartless nobodies and unversed. Surely we're ready to take on the organization, right?
Terra!
He's their 13th!
Terra, we found you! He is their 13th!
Today is the day you all lose.
Terra appears, catching the Guardians by surprise. As his hair turns white and he rushes them, the situation turns dire faster than you can blink. One by one, the Guardians are taken out, while a hurricane of Heartless forms to defeat them. This is what the Guardians are up against. Darkness itself. They're outnumbered in this clash. It's 7 lights against 13 darknesses, an uphill battle. As Sora loses everyone, he doubts himself. All of the growth he had throughout the Disney worlds was all for naught if he couldn't save a single one of his friends. As he says, without them, he's worthless. And this is where Riku shines brighter than he ever has. He knows the situation is hopeless. He has every reason to doubt. It's him and Sora up against a force of nature, darkness itself.
Darkness itself? It's a horde of shadows. Like, I get he's trying to be dramatic, but it's... I should say, but fighting Heartless isn't anything they haven't done before. There we go.
Instead of giving into that fear, that despair, Riku clenches his fist and raises his Keyblade to protect Sora. He's been through so much. He's brushed with the darkness many times. It's taken him the entire saga to come to terms with that and become a Guardian of Light. He's battled his inner demons, gotten over his insecurities, and knows that he's a strong person, which is what makes this line all the more powerful.
Sora, you don't believe that. I know you don't.
Sora was part of the reason Riku even made it this far. It was his unwavering belief in his best friend that got him through the darkest period of his entire life. The fact that Sora was never willing to give up on his friend, no matter what Riku did, is the reason Riku's still standing today. He knows better than anyone that what Sora's saying here is wrong. Sora is more powerful than anyone here. It may be true that part of his strength comes from others, but he's only able to draw upon that strength thanks to the kindness he extends to them. He is the reason he has so many friends, that he's able to so naturally share his heart with others. With the help of Riku's words and Kairi's light holding his soul together, he embarks on a journey to piece himself back together and prove his worth by bending reality itself to save his friends. And here's where I want to let everyone in on a little secret. A lot of people clown on this aspect of Kingdom Hearts. Oh, none of it makes any sense. Where's the logical consistency? KH jumped the shark. Why can't we return to the simple days of KH1? And you know, there's a part of my brain that's inclined to agree with that. A lot of KH dialogue is pretty clumsy, and it certainly does pretty much whatever it wants with little to no consideration for what consequences it will have. It's a rocky road, one that probably wasn't fully thought out from the beginning. That is true, but I think this shit is awesome. You and your friends are killed by L'Oreal Nord and sent to the afterlife? Here's a solution. Piece your shattered form back together, chase down the Lich, ferrying your friends' hearts to the underworld, bend reality to your will to make it so actually no, we never lost that fight like you have a JoJo stand, and try again. This shit is so cool, I don't even care anymore. This is what Kingdom Hearts is all about, baby. Yeah, so I like this part of the game quite a bit. The final world is as picturesque and dreamlike as the Stations of Awakening, which as it turns out are one and the same. This
What?
do-over launches us into the next best part of the game, where you get to ride the Keyblades of the fallen wielders from Union.
Let's actually look at that. Like, the final world. What is the connection between the final world and Dive to the Heart? How does it... What? Yeah... Oh, this is good, actually. Kingdom Hearts 3, the prologue explained. We'll do that later. And the final world, underrated. Let's continue, though.
Cross, spamming the triangle button to attack with their displayed usernames, using the power of the scales in video games. So damn cool. Yen Sid finally gets up out of his chair and parts the Red Sea. You get battles with every member of the organization, teaming up with a friend or two to take on multiple at once. A true battle royale. Whenever you defeat an organization member, they get a dedicated cutscene with their final moments. The first couple battles are nothing groundbreaking. Sora makes peace with Marluxia and Larxene, happy that they'll be made whole again. Dark Riku, who is revealed to be a past version of Riku Replica, is sent out of his vessel by the current Riku Replica, who by the way is also inside Riku, which means yes, Riku flew out of Riku into Riku in order to defeat Riku. I love Kingdom Hearts. I don't think anything will ever match the emotional weight of the battles against Terra Xehanort, Vanitas, Saïx, and Xion.
Real quick, I don't really like how he just kind of like brushed off all the other stuff. He was just like, oh, this is cool, who cares? I mean, it's more opinionated, I guess, so pop off. But I agree about this point. Like, I do think that the Xehanort, Vanitas, Saix, and Shion fights are the most emotional.
The BBS trio reuniting again, confirming a long-held fan theory that Terra was the Guardian all along.
Yeah.
Watching these goofs finally reunite, tears streaming down their face, I can't help but get choked up every time I see it. These three have been through hell. Finally, they're together again. Safe. Happy. Great as this was, though, nothing could have possibly prepared me for what came next. The Sea Salt trio, as per usual, broke me. I was in shambles during this whole segment. I was angry watching Xemnas beat on Axel. I wanted to kick his teeth in more than anything. But when Shion goes for the swing, and Sora blocks it, tears in his eyes, Roxas calling her name, finally, they remember her. Finally, she has her memories. Finally, Roxas flies in to save the day, and you beat the living Moonlight out of this raging freak who caused this trio so much pain, to the tune of Heart Says One by Shotaro Shima, blending Roxas, Shion, and a little bit of Sora together to craft one of the most emotionally satisfying songs in video game history.
Yeah. Fighting Saix instead of Xigbar is such like a hilariously interesting choice. Because like Xigbar was number 2 in the organization, from what I remember. Oh, no, is he not? Yeah, no, okay, he is. Yeah, Xigbar's number 2. Saix is number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But he is like the main organizer in the organization. Like he's the one that like made all the missions and stuff for Roxas. He was the most heartless to Axel and Shion. So like I know why it's Saix. I just think that it's also funny.
Roxas absolutely shreds through Saix, which says to me that the fight was meant to be easy. They wanted Roxas to let it all out, and I don't blame them. Tears were flowing down my face once Shion started crying. Like them, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I don't think I realized just how special the Sea Salt trio were to me until this moment. This was everything I wanted to see. My beautiful anime boys and girls, happy again. It just doesn't stop either. No room to breathe. This is the Keyblade War. We're not letting off the gas. So you're thrown straight into the fan-dubbed Nort Court, where you battle against Ansem, Xemnas, Young Xehanort, and Master Xehanort with Riku and Mickey. Master Xehanort watches from on high, throwing Keyblades around, while the other three gang up on you. On critical mode, this fight is pure madness. It is terrifying, fighting 3 previous final bosses all at the same time.
Yeah.
Their endings are so perfect. Young Xehanort flips his middle finger at Sora, hinting towards his inevitable demise. True to his nature, he goes out like the gremlin he always was. Xemnas, in his final moments, seems to genuinely regret what he did. He took his life for granted, took those around him for granted. His first emotion at the end of everything. Heartache. Ansem's parting...
I don't know, that's odd though. The Xemnas ending, it definitely... Let's jump to like the villains. Characters, the villains. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Shion, okay. I think I do already have a section here. Xehanort, I'll just add it here. Let's watch these scenes. Here we go. speed this up. Oxine, Dark Riku, Zigbar.
You were born for these sorts of games.
What's this?
Vanitas, Terra,
A wild card. You've earned it. Hang on to it.
Terra. Terra's is long. Alright, here we go.
Go back to my all of this.
What's so funny?
I told you. There's a high price to pay for all of this.
And what price would that be?
I'll go back to my time and live out my life. But Sora, you're done now. Your journey ends here.
What?
Goodbye, Sora. Your time in this world is...
He seems to like know about the power of waking.
Ansem.
What a journey you and I have had.
You know, it's strange. I think I'm gonna miss you.
Your strength is vaster than darkness. I knew I never stood a chance.
What?
Part of me wanted to defy my fate. But when the others betrayed us, I found I did not care. And then, nothing else seemed to matter anymore.
Ansem.
What? It is time to move on, boy. There is more to seek. So go forth now and seek it.
I do kind of like his characterization because in Kingdom Hearts 1 he is just kind of like a bad guy. Like you think that he's some sort of like Sage King turned evil from the Ansem reports and what you hear from the Hollow Bastion trio and stuff like that. So then like knowing that this version of Ansem is I love that he, like, I don't know. I love that. But, like, why does he...
You know?
Faster than darkness.
My roommate just got home.
Words might be the most satisfying of all, telling the party and the player by proxy to move on from him.
Oh, here we go.
I knew I never stood
So he's referring to, like, Vexen and them. Part of me wanted to defy my fate. Like, what do you mean by your fate? Like, losing here? Or defy your fate against losing to Sora in 1? When Vexen betrayed, I found that I did not care.
And then, nothing else seemed to matter anymore.
I guess he's referring to, like, his defy his fate from Kingdom Hearts 1.
Ansem.
What? It is time.
I guess like, it's a little bit weird how people will say, oh, they redeemed Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 3, which I feel like they attempt to do, and a handful of people will say, no, they didn't try to redeem Xehanort. You know, no one forgives Xehanort for anything, right? Like, Sora still seems to scold him, Ericus tells him it's time to give up, you know, stuff like that. But then you have these moments, and these are characters that are literally parts of Xehanort, and they are getting somewhat, like, redeemed, right? Like, the dialogue. Well, I guess aside from young Xehanort is still, like, a gremlin, but...
Move on, boy. There is
Heart.
Yet again.
I know that you have a heart. What do you feel? Was it worth it?
I feel the emptiness where my companions once stood. I took them for granted. And now I have nothing. My first surge of emotion in years. For as long as I can remember,
Is loneliness.
loneliness. Do you see?
Pain is being human, Xemnas.
Really, it must take incredible strength.
My dog is, like, groaning on the couch. She's like, ah. Hey, here's your toy. Sit. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. There you go. He's such a good dog. Also, if we take what Sora says to be philosophically, literally, this mean nobodies and have their own nobodies? Once that, I mean, because like this is something that the series opens up to by giving nobodies hearts, and they never talk
He
about
may
it
have started
again.
everything, but this is where he finally bows out.
What? It is time to move on, boy.
I do love the
There is
tone
more
of
to
his
seek.
voice.
So go forth now and seek it.
Forza Finale by Yasunori Nishiki is a banger, incorporating all three of their themes into one beautiful rendition. I've been highlighting who made these tracks because I want to stress just how many
Is he
people
not
were
gonna talk about
involved
this
in the
in
making
this
of
one?
this game. Instead of Yoko handling most of the soundtrack like she usually does, they had so many other composers from all walks remixing her works, which I think fits
Let's oh no. Oh, that's Gamer's Train. Let's jump back down to response to apologists.
really well as a culmination of the series' past. Unfortunately, Kairi gets fridged again, and the Keyblade is forged at last. In one last-ditch attempt to stop him, Xehanort is trapped inside his own past, transporting him back to Scala at Kylum, where he trained with Ericus to become a master. We're ending his story where it all began, and we're doing it with Donald and Goofy by our side. Couldn't have it any other way. The replicas that confront you are really freaky. Each of them resemble a member of the new organization, fully transformed into a Xehanort clone. Finally, he has achieved the ultimate power. He not only wields the Keyblade, he has an army of clones at his beck and call. He continues to serve his
Initially,
souls-
I thought these were, like, basically the remnants or remains of the organization members that you just defeated. Like, I thought that this was basically their corpses when I first played the game, and I was like, whoa, this is, like, not like, well, I guess dark. Like, yeah.
His antithesis, manipulating his underlings, bending reality to his whim, warping the ground beneath them. It is
Tito,
the perfect
you need to go out? Outside? That's a yes. It's very windy outside. Oh.
endgame spectacle I was expecting. Buildings are breaking, flying all over the place. Xehanort can chokeslam you. They even throw in an underwater segment, the absolute madmen. It ends in the skies above. Kingdom Hearts towering over the destroyed city. Destati plays one last time. Chills run down my spine. Xehanort wields the Keyblade, warping through keyholes, draining the light from Sora, forcing him to take it back while trapped in rage form. It's everything I ever could have expected from the final battle. And with Donald and Goofy at your side, you deliver the final reaction command, Trinity.
It's a situation command, actually.
Dare I say it? Kino. True Kino. I'll be the first to admit that as much as I love this ending, as much as I love this game, it's still Kingdom Hearts, which means that I have my issues with it. Dark Domination is an alright song, but it's definitely the weakest final boss theme. Takeharu Ishimoto put in some fantastic work here. He gave most of the bosses a sense of spectacle, and I love his work on the Caribbean, but he really shouldn't have been tasked with the final boss. It's unfair to him. That honor really should have gone to Yoko. It was completely unnecessary to shaft Kairi in the way that they did. I really hate that they did that. She gets a great playable segment in Remind, but it's always gonna suck that she got shafted in the main game. I think it's criminal that Edge of Existence only gets to play for a few seconds in Scala at Kylum. Considering it's one of the few new tracks Yoko made for the game, it is probably one of her best area themes ever. The platforming puzzles they have in the Keyblade Graveyard are really weird and imply they probably wanted to do more here. It sucks we didn't get to see more of the Hollow Bastion gang until DLC. It really bites that we didn't get a final Sephiroth battle. There are a lot of little things I wish were done differently, or absences that bothered me, but when I look at what KH3 delivers on, this explosive finale I could have dreamed up when I was 8 years old, all of those thoughts fade away. It might not have been literally everything I could have ever possibly imagined, but it was enough. More than enough.
The world needs someone to stand up and lead. Someone strong, to stop the weak from polluting the world with their endless darkness. Someone to dictate their destiny.
If so, you are not that person, Xehanort. A real leader knows that destiny is beyond his control, and accepts that.
My favorite scene. The one that
That's
represents
so ironic. That's so ironic. That's so ironic. That's so funny.
Everything I've been waiting for is a scene near the end, when every character is on Destiny Islands. They're tossing Donald's shield around, making sand sculptures, laughing away like old friends. This might sound
They're
odd,
tossing
but this
Donald's
scene made me
what
cry the
around?
most.
Donald's shield?
Everything I've been waiting
I don't think
for
that's Donald's
is a
shield.
scene near the end, when every...
It's the frisbees that Lee uses.
My favorite
in
scene,
Birth
the
by
one that
Sleep.
represents everything I've been waiting for, is a scene
And I think he meant Goofy's shield.
near the end.
Yeah, that's Lee's frisbees. This isn't like an actual critique, but
When every character is on Destiny Islands.
I'm not gonna bother writing that.
Tossing Donald's shield around, making sand sculptures, laughing away like old friends. This might sound odd, but this scene made me cry the most. They were tears of joy, but I still cried them. This scene represents the culmination of 20 years of build-up, and also effectively marks the end of my childhood. I was 21 years old when I first saw this, only a month into the legal drinking age, and it was the first time I felt like I was an actual adult. I had just moved out of my dad's house, I was paying my own bills, driving my own car, running my own life. It was a bit terrifying, one of the biggest paradigm shifts of my life. KH3, like the entries before it, felt like it came along at the perfect time. After all, it's a game about leaving your childhood behind. Sora has come a long way, defeated many a foe, but even he can't help but doubt himself in the face of an unknown future. Everyone around him is telling him that he needs the power of waking, but no one can tell him how to get it. He has to figure that out on his own. It's a lot of pressure to put on a young boy, but luckily he has Donald and Goofy to help him figure out the answer. Given how vague the explanation is for the power of waking, I can't help but read it as a metaphor for the anxiety of growing up. The older you get, the more people expect of you, the more you're meant to handle problems on your own and come to your own conclusions about what you want to do with your life. It can be hard not to break under all that weight. Xehanort plays the antagonistic role quite well, a dark mirror of Sora. Once upon a time, he was in a similar position, poised to become a Keyblade Master, blessed with natural gifts, departing from the Destiny Islands. How was he going to defeat the darkness and save the world? He was confronted by many of the same questions, but he decided to tackle them on his own. He abandoned Ericus, pored over the ancient texts, learned all he could about the world, and through his isolation, he came to the conclusion that the world was rotten to the core. Only he could fix it, by enacting the Keyblade War and resetting the world. Their conversation at the end of the game is one that will forever stick with me. Xehanort has lost all faith. He scorched the earth in pursuit of his goal with the fervent belief that it is beyond saving. He truly does believe that darkness is the heart's true essence, and that only he is capable of setting things straight. Sora comes to a different conclusion. Maybe the world is broken. Maybe darkness does have a hold on the hearts of many. But even if that's the case, Sora knows that one person shouldn't decide the fate of the entire world. No person deserves to hold that much power. And besides, no one is ever truly lost.
My dog's scratching at the door again. Hold on.
It's here where Xehanort, having been tested both physically and mentally, bequeaths the Keyblade to Sora, entrusting the future of the world to his optimistic spirit. In this moment, Sora's ready to strike out on his own and brave an uncertain future. Despite the warnings from everyone around him, he abuses the power of waking to save the girl he loves, losing himself in the process. No one knows what the future will hold for him. No one knows where he is or what he's doing, perhaps not even himself. But even so, the future comes for everyone. This was a formative moment for me. Playing the game was tough sometimes. I got to visit my childhood again, hang out with Sora and the gang, watch them beat up Heartless with Buzz and Woody, but with each hour I sunk, each world completed, I grew one step closer to leaving that childhood behind once and for all. At that point, I'd need to have my own answers. But hey, if Sora was able to do it, why can't I? Yeah, that's dumb, that's really cheesy, but that's the experience I've consistently had with Kingdom Hearts. Stupid as it sounds, the series practically changed my life. It was inevitable that reaching the end of the saga was going to destroy me like this. I think maybe it's possible that my connection to this game, to this series, is too personal to properly express. It's taken me so long to write this script, and I don't even know if I'm fully satisfied with how it turned out. It is difficult to describe what the heart feels. I've discussed many of the reasons why I'm drawn to Kingdom Hearts. It's insane, colorful, funny, whimsical, nostalgic, sad, heartwarming. It's everything, really. But there's one thing that keeps me coming back. One aspect that I think it nails more than anything else. It's simple, really. Kingdom Hearts is fun. I mean that in every sense of the word. It's a fun memento of your childhood. It's fun to piece together the crazy lore. It's fun to run around on the back of Wreck-It Ralph. This series is fun incarnate. I almost always have a smile on my face, and KH3 might have been the most fun I've ever had playing any of these games. Brought me back to a simpler time. I'm living out a new chapter in my life now. 25 years old, still paying my bills, paving my own path through life. It's been a struggle, especially recently. But I know I can always go back to Kingdom Hearts to make me smile again. No matter the game, Tetsuya Nomura and his team are dedicated to making magical games which transport you back to your childhood. I don't know where I'd be without this stupid series. I hope it keeps going. I hope it eventually shows us what's in that black box. I hope I can theorize about it for the rest of my life. I hope it keeps going with this absurd unreality stuff it's setting up. I'll be on the ride until my dying breath. Kingdom Hearts has changed alongside all of us. It had growing pains, shifted its approach, adapted its philosophies, but no matter how much it's evolved, no matter how old it gets, no matter how old I get, it's comforting to know that it hasn't lost its heart.
Cool. Alright, let's do this one.
3 is an unusual one. It was a little bit different compared to what we saw with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Sure, we've got the Die to Heart segment, that ticks the box, but arriving in this place
Let's also just add this to my playlist.
as younger Sora, looking into a mirror to become older Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora, and arriving in an endless sea of water and sky was certainly a very different station of awakening and Die to Heart sequence compared to what we had seen previously, especially when you arrive at the end of the game and find out, oh wow, I know what this place is. It's a limbo between life and death. Explained by Charity, the final world is a location where someone's soul will arrive if they, for some reason, manage to persist death. In Sora's case, both his heart and body was destroyed by the Demon Time in the Keyblade Graveyard. However, his soul managed to persist on and arrived in the final world due to him still needing to serve a greater importance. Sora's a little bit different though compared to others who had previously arrived in the final world, like the Nameless Star. While these people are completely formless and float around in a particle shaped like a star, Sora managed to retain form, allowing himself to piece himself back together. So why exactly does Sora find himself in the final world right at the beginning of the game during the Dive to Heart sequence? When Sora arrives at the final world at the end of the game, he is confused as to where he is. This is interesting, considering we literally start the game off in this location. Furthermore, it's explained by Charity that this isn't actually the first time Sora's been here, though it is the first time he's arrived involuntarily. Dive to Hearts have always been depicted as these dreamlike sleep states. In Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora awakens from the Dive to Heart on the beach of Destiny Island. Charity mentions that occasionally these dreamlike Dive to Hearts can actually cross over into the final world. And this does kind of make sense when you think of the concept of sleep as we know it. For some people, they believe that sleep is actually a temporary absence of the soul leaving the body. And the dreams that we somehow manage to come up with within our brain are the locations in which our soul arrives. It's a concept to be sure, and I believe that this is something that Tetsuya Nomura has heavily thought about, as it's pretty much spot on with what we see with Dive to Hearts for Kingdom Hearts. So for Kingdom Hearts, it's not actually the soul that leaves the body when a Dive to Heart is happening, but rather the heart of the person. So because the final world is this limbo between life and death, and that dreams or a Dive to Heart sequence is almost the same kind of thing, it means that the two can, on occasion, overlap. So why doesn't Sora then remember the final world when he arrives at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 if he had already been there? Well, here's the thing with dreams, we don't always remember every single detail. That isn't to say, though, that a person having a Dive to Heart sequence can't remember the events that unfold. We know that for Kingdom Hearts 1, he remembers being swallowed up by the dark side. That's only one small detail, though, and it does seem as if recollecting a Dive to Heart is a very hazy thing. We also know that arriving in the final world is possible via just normal dreams, and not necessarily a Dive to Heart sequence, as we see Kairi do this in Melody of Memory. We also know that for someone that has magical capabilities over dreams, like for instance the Fairy Godmother, she can actually directly teleport to this location. And when Riku Kairi
Yeah, I remember that.
arrive in the final world, Kairi is able to recollect being here within a dream. Okay, the rules of the Dive to Heart and dreams are sort of unclear here in the universe. Kairi was in the final world for a much longer time in her dream compared to the length of time Sora spent within the final world during his Dive to Heart. Our time spent in Dive to Hearts throughout Kingdom Hearts have always been incredibly brief, so we don't actually know what is truly possible during these states. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the first Kingdom Hearts game to sort of build on what's possible within a Dive to Heart. So seeing that Sora begins the Dive to Heart as his younger self from Kingdom Hearts 1, floats down to find a mirror with his older Kingdom Hearts 2 self in the reflection, to then step through the mirror to then become that older self, to then be surrounded by picture frames of memories from throughout Sora's various adventures, and then swallowed by a tidal wave of water and arriving in the final world. A lot of this is actually incredibly similar to the very beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1. And I don't know how many people need to know this, but the CG opening for Kingdom Hearts 1 is actually a part of Sora's Dive to Heart. That's why all that
Tito,
strange stuff
chill.
is happening. Sora seeing himself fall from the sky, or himself and Riku being swallowed by a tidal wave. The Kingdom Hearts 3 version of the Dive to Heart here seems to be recollecting all of his previous experiences, even being heavily based off that very first Dive to Heart experience he had in Kingdom Hearts 1. We too have nostalgic dreams from time to time, and it's exactly
Yeah, I thought that was like super
Provide
obvious.
further context towards the idea of the final world, Tetsuya Nomura actually made an official comment via the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania, mentioning it's world where those one step from death and a place connected to the Station of Awakening.
Okay, here we go. 1 second. My girlfriend texted. She was worried about me. She hasn't heard from me in a minute. Tito, chill, buddy. Sit. There you go. You are not impressed. Okay, here we go. It's the world where those one step away from death end up. A place connected to the Station of Awakening. As we see, it has been a stainless glass pillar. But this time I wanted to represent it more tangibly. So I want that the final world is like a portal for each heart. As said in the game, the edges of sleep and death touch. Hearts that are in a state of sleeping are in the Station of Awakening, and if they continue to walk forward from there, they will end up in the final world. That's sort of the image I was going for. Okay.
The Station of Awakening as we have so far has been a stained glass pillar in darkness and a hard light in order to restore them, along with, obviously, the power of waking. And this idea further expanded upon within Melody of Memory, Riku uses the power of waking with the nameless star, and has a connection to the world of unreality with Draden, so that Riku is able to open a portal to Draden. As said in the game, the of sleep and death touch.
Which actually is okay. No, that's right. That is how the power of waking works. Because let me jump here. The power of waking.
They'll end up in the final world. So both the Dive to Heart Station of Awakening and the final world are almost one in the same. This is very much Tetsuya Nomura bringing the concepts of both sleep and almost death together. One big question about the prologue, though, that has never been explained is exactly whenabouts this is taking
Tito,
place. I think
chill.
Most people can pretty much assume when it is taking place, but as soon as you finish the Dive to Heart, Sora is just immediately within Yensid's tower. I remember when the game first came out, there were theories floating around that the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3 actually takes place at the very end of the game, due to seeing the final world. However, this is obviously not the case, as we see Sora wearing his Kingdom Hearts 2 attire. Rather, it's assumed that the Dive to Heart actually happens once Sora has made his way back to the realm of sleep to visit Traverse Town and to thank the Dream Eaters at the end of Dream Drop Distance. Again, it's never directly explained exactly when this is happening, but we can only assume that it is happening at some point during his time in the revisit to the realm of sleep. And this ultimately does make sense, as I can only imagine that a Dive to Heart, being a very dream-like state, would have some very strong connections.
I do wonder why he's in his Kingdom Hearts 2 attire if he's visiting the realm of sleep.
Realm that is quite literally revolving around sleep itself. One other big mystery that remains for the prologue that's never been explained is the unique looking dark side Sora fights. It's unlike any other dark side we've previously encountered, with a water ripple effect going through it with a white to black color palette. Now you could say that the unique look is simply just a result of a Heartless existing within the final world, but if that were to be the case, then why don't the shadows look the exact same? The journal entry for this variant reads, it looks different from other dark sides Sora has battled with, but the cause remains a mystery.
Okay.
So it would seem that there is at least a canonical reason for the dark side looking this way. In Kingdom Hearts 1, the dark side is birthed through the shadow of Sora. As it's explained, the brightest lights cast the biggest shadows. And yet another callback to the summoning of the dark side from Kingdom Hearts 1 here in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's almost the same thing happening. Sora stumbling and turning around, and standing before him is a dark side. It's practically the exact same composition. So we can assume that the same thing is happening here. This dark side is birthed from Sora's shadow. Here's the thing though, Sora is standing on a floor of water. So that means that no shadows can be casted, and the only thing we have here is a reflection. I'm using what is more so of a logical explanation here, but rather than the dark side born from a shadow that we see in Kingdom Hearts 1, is this a dark side born from the reflection of Sora from the water's surface. Also, this dark side is more white than it is black, and because a reflection more accurately depicts a person than a shadow does, is this dark side's color more white, acting as a strong representation of the light within Sora's heart. This is absolutely a spitball theory, but it is one that has been floating around in my
I like the idea of it being a reflection
brain for a while, and it at least explains the unique look of this dark side being more white and having
rather than like a real Heartless.
So hopefully all of that has provided some level of an explanation towards Kingdom Hearts 3's unique prologue. I've been meaning to talk about this, honestly, for years now, so I'm glad we can finally take...
Okay, cool. Alright, and then here's another.
What you is the final world. Briefly touched on in another one of my videos, but I figure it's time that this world got a whole video. Hearts 3 tutorial segment, narrative, a little conception. The combat is the meat and potatoes of this.
Okay. Alright, well, that may just be enough. Let's jump. Playlists. Here we go. Oh, wait. I do want to add this. Here. Save. Apologists. And I'll watch that later. Here we go.
They can take your world.
Let's just look at all of them. That's the 4-hour one. Haven't seen that one. I don't really want to watch this one. Remove. Why Everyone Loves Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't really want to watch that one either. Or that one. I think this is like the main one that I have to watch next. And then I feel like Super Butter Buns did a Kingdom Hearts 3 review. I guess it's this one.
Close to Kingdom Hearts is Metal Gear Solid, or maybe Ratchet & Clank and some obvious issues, but the good is so good it greatly outweighs the bad.
Okay, here we go.
Is Kingdom Hearts 3 good and worth the wait? Yes, it's incredibly good. I have been with this series since Kingdom Hearts 1 first came out in 2002 when I was gross and illiterate, and the one word I would use to describe Kingdom Hearts 3 as a longtime fan is satisfying. Now, to be fair, it isn't perfect 10 out of 10. It has some obvious issues, but the good is so good it greatly outweighs
Okay.
the bad. Kingdom Hearts has never been a perfect series, not by a long shot. It's like having a piece of paper and a really sharp pencil. Punching holes through it is easy, but that paper is crisp, bright, unique, and has my hopes and dreams written on it. It's a series greater than the sum of its parts, never leading the pack, but happily off doing its own thing. Now, each installment has always excelled in areas others haven't, and Kingdom Hearts 3 continues that trend, easily putting past game aspects to shame and improving on some of the weakest parts of the series, but also lacking some of the finer details fans have grown accustomed to, along with missing the mark on some wide-open opportunities. But don't be mistaken, Kingdom Hearts 3 is the grand conclusion to the Dark Seeker saga we have wanted, and it knows that. It doesn't pull punches or ever lets off the brakes, giving some truly jaw-dropping moments, both in the Disney World and in the main story. It delivers on so much.
I can't tell if this is... Okay, yeah.
Build up, and this is the title that captures the Disney magic the best, mixed in with infectious charisma, just like a homemade pie, but with billion-dollar IPs everywhere. With over-the-top gameplay, huge detailed level design, it ain't no leap, it's a rocket launch right into a warm hug. It is unapologetically a video game, aka as video gamesy as a game can get. Now, if you're a fan, obviously you should play Kingdom Hearts 3 if you haven't already, and of course you already have. Since y'all are currently flooding Twitter with your snarky hot takes and clapbacks that literally make me constipated, but to you new folks who have been eyeballing the game from a distance, now curious if you should take that plunge, let me say this in the nicest way I can. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game for fans, but if you are a newcomer, you will still have a blast playing it, and there isn't anything wrong with this being your first experience with the series. If you understand that the main story will most likely fly clean over your head, Kingdom Hearts 3 is still very much an enjoyable ARPG, no matter which way you slice and dice it. Although, because this game is meant to tie up tons of story arcs, a majority of the grander moments require some kind of investment and knowledge in those arcs for full impact. So I highly, highly recommend you do some homework or play the past games before you jump in to get the full package thrown in your face. And just saying the past games are really fun, it's anything but a chore. Of course, fear not, Kingdom Hearts 3 was kind of prepared for the newcomer flood, and there are basically Clips Notes story summary videos available for your viewing pleasure in the start menu of the game, and a basic glossary for all those terms that sound like total gibberish. But even those don't give you all the details, and this game's plot loves rewarding those details, so it's a lot better if you just know your stuff. And I'm sure you've heard the story is some mind-melting, confusing, high IQ, gigabrain kind of crap, and I'm gonna keep repeating this until it's parroted by every snooty gamer around. The Kingdom Hearts plot is not that confusing, it is just a lot to remember. The series is easy to slip into if you own a PlayStation 4 or can watch it up with your eyeballs, but it is something you shouldn't body flop into the deep end with, because that water is thick, y'all. And just a fair warning now, but if this is your first Kingdom Hearts game, and you go on social media complaining the plot is terrible and confusing, then congrats, you're a meme, and people will make fun of you. The fans have been the first to give criticisms of the plot. Anything said now is about 8 years just too late, and no one is hungry for weak sauce. Either you accept you won't know what's happening and enjoy the ride, or do some prepping and start crying like the rest of us. It's not that complicated, y'all. Not every piece of media is designed to be accessible in every entry, and this is just one of those cases. Regardless, Kingdom Hearts 3 is so pure and joyful. Even with no context, you'll get at least something out of it, I promise. And I guess while we're on the story, let's start breaking down this big boy section by starting with the story. As most of you all know, the plot takes place after the events of Dream Drop Distance, where Sora needs to learn the power of waking to gather lost allies to stop Xehanort and his 13 Darknesses from doing what they plan to do. Sora, Donald, and Goofy then travel to several Disney worlds in hopes of gaining the power they need while defending the worlds from dark forces. Meanwhile, King Mickey and Riku are on a mission to save Aqua from the realm of darkness, and she holds the key to Sleepy Betty Boy Ben's location. And that is your basic plot setup, folks. But of course, there are a bunch of storylines from past games that need to be addressed, and Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't waste any time getting right into the action. Now, the plot really only bothers to recap information the characters don't know, not so much the players, since that would blow the plot like no tomorrow. So once the cast is on the same page, it just starts knocking down dominoes and all the pieces fall into place. But if you know your Kingdom Hearts lore, the amount of loose ends that get resolved and uncovered is nuts. Taking the time to acknowledge even some of the tiniest references and details of past games. Most fan favorites of the series get their time to shine, along with some amusing, heartfelt moments, packing in closure whatever it can and strapping you into a high-speed emotional roller coaster. But on the other hand, some side characters and even main characters get totally gypped, making it very frustrating when there are huge flashing gaping windows to give them a standout moment. It's to the point you wonder if Nomura just doesn't personally like some of the characters and regretted making them in the first place. It's just kinda weird. Occasionally, you'll be begging the story to finally break some of its trends, since there has been very prominent build-up for stuff to be different this time around. But alas, it slips into bad habits at the last second, and you just want to slap it a little bit. Now, there are some obvious indications Nomura has more in store for these characters later down the line, but because many people are looking to this game to go all out, it can really only be described as a letdown for the time being. But of course, it wouldn't be a Kingdom Hearts game without your trademark twists and turns, and even though Kingdom Hearts 3 is meant to resolve more than it is to expand, it still manages to bring in mysterious elements and surprises that'll make it go wide-eyed with moments of, oh my god, and oh diddly dear. The word of the day is bold, although every now and then the really bad, stinky, messy Kingdom Hearts bull seeps through, like the under and over explaining of certain things and some very bizarre executed high-tense scenes that supercharge eye roll. But most of the intriguing stuff does its job and packs that punch. But the one thing you should know, despite people thinking otherwise, no, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not the last game in the series. That has been confirmed several times by Square Enix and Nomura for years, so please spread the good word on that, thank you. Kingdom Hearts 3 is just the end of the Darkseeker saga, aka the main villain saga, and because of that, the story kicks open a huge pathway with some pre-established plot for the series to continue with a new arc, also giving a satisfying end to the saga storyline, so keep that in mind when not everything is answered and you wonder the fate of certain characters. There is a lot going on in the story, guys, but it does manage to handle it without totally collapsing, so clap clap Nomura, my tears are on your hands. You know, I never look to Kingdom Hearts for flawless storytelling, trust me on that, but it does tug my fat heartstrings and it makes me curious for more, and I think that's what matters the most. But the thing that Kingdom Hearts 3 does better than any other Kingdom Hearts game is the charm factor. This game is full of so many cute, funny, expressive moments and interactions. The banter isn't awkward anymore. There are legitimately laugh-out-loud gags. Characters' personalities are bursting at the seams. It's just so damn adorable. There are a few parts where some characters are like inches away from breaking the fourth wall, but in a clever tongue-in-cheek way so it doesn't shatter Kingdom Hearts' fragile reality. And fear not, y'all, Sassy Sora is back, and even though he's still not the brightest, his dumb moments are cute rather than hair-pullingly frustrating.
Huh? No idea. What? What are you talking about? What? Who are you? What? Huh? What do you mean? What? Why are you here? What? What are you saying? What?
Basically, they have toned down the stupid and made him charismatic again, yeah, yeet. Also, the emotional one-liners are back in full swing, making you bawl like a baby, and it gives you new quotes you can plaster all over your vague tweets. The charm carries over into the Disney characters as well, capturing the feel and fun of the films to a T instead of some hollow, sorta similar imitation. And speaking of the films, plot-wise, the Disney worlds fall into two categories. The story is either a point-by-point retelling of the film's major moments, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy are there while it goes down, or the Disney plot takes place after the movie with an original story while still referencing the past events of the film. Either way, you need to know your Disney source material, because even when the plot is basically retold frame by frame and word for word, it skips plot details that actually make sense of it all. But if you've seen the films, you're totally fine. You'll be very impressed with how accurate some of these scenes are. And one big thumbs up for me is that the Disney worlds in most Kingdom Hearts games have always felt like filler. But Kingdom Hearts 3 has addressed this issue by interweaving the main story and Disney stories considerably well now. So it feels like all of this isn't a total waste of time. I'm looking at you, Chain of Memories. Now, pacing-wise, the game...
Well, I mean, Chain of Memories is a bad example. It's quite literally meant to be you revisiting everything.
It doesn't slug at all. Stuff gets going right out the gate and it's go, go, go till you reach the end. It's literally Disney plot, Disney plot, Disney plot. Having things gradually fed to you, which is a drastic change from past games where you could go like 3 to 5 worlds in a row before the main story picked up again. And just like every single Kingdom Hearts game, once you're done with the Disney worlds, it's just the main story till the very end. And Kingdom Hearts 3 loads it up, so get ready for some real anime digest and cool sequences back to back. All in all, there are moments in the story that'll make you go,
What the Richard?
but mostly stuff that'll make you go... And that is truly the Kingdom Hearts experience. But who cares about the story mumbo-jumbo Kingdom of Farts crap? What do you even do in this game besides lick Disney's armpits? Well, the standard Kingdom Hearts level progression and design is unchanged.
Design,
you start off in a tutorial world, once you know your basics, you go from Disney World to Disney World, fight some dudes, complete some objectives, make your way from point A to B, beat some bosses, and then you move on to the next one. While always having the option to go back. The game looks great, sounds great, and it's got a big old bun seal of approval. Heck yeah. Okay, so now that I've covered the main aspects of the game, I'm gonna just start digging into whatever, the extras, the little touches, and stuff worth mentioning. So let's get this out of the way. Definitely the biggest elephant in the room with Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Final Fantasy characters. Spoilers, there aren't any. Well, except for the Moogles, but they don't really count at this point. So, prior to the game's release, Nomura was dropping fat hints that Kingdom Hearts 3 wouldn't have any Final Fantasy characters since he wanted to focus more on the original cast, and he didn't feel like Final Fantasy cameos were really necessary. Although he also expressed he may have been wrong about that after constantly being asked about who's gonna be in the game. Whoops-a-daisy. Now, personally, I am not super torn up about them not being around, since the series has been gradually weaning them them out, but not having Sephiroth kick my ass in with Cloud learning to change his diaper in a numbered installment feels odd, and they are the only Final Fantasy characters I would deem necessary. Also, I was holding my neck up for a Zack Fair appearance in Olympus again, but we can't always get what we want. It's fine. It's fine. Now, the quality of Kingdom Hearts games do not rely on the amount of Final Fantasy cameos, but it was an aspect that added a little something special, and without them in a game this big, it makes certain things feel a little hollow considering the circumstances, even if their absence was forewarned. Moving on, though. Now, the gummy ship has always been a weird pickle in people's ice cream, but I am happy to report KH3's gummy ship is the best in the series for 2 reasons. It's got cool stuff to do, and you're not forced to do most of it. There are about 3 to 4 mandatory fights you gotta do to get through the story, and that's it. If you feel like just booking it to the next world with no fuss, you're free to do so. Now, the combat and ship creator are very similar to Kingdom Hearts 2 with some nice nuanced improvements, but now you have wide open space to explore with random encounters, bosses, and treasures to collect that actually help you out in real combat. It's just a very fun, elaborate minigame that actually makes space feel like space. It's like seeing your cousin who's been sniffing glue for years finally graduate college. Took them a while, but now they have reached their full potential. And another minigame mechanic thing that is beyond fun and adorable is cooking with Little Chef. So if you collect the right ingredients around the world, you can do a variety of cooking minigames to create dishes to give you long-lasting buffs. There really isn't much to say about it other than that it's cute and useful. Even though the game doesn't present much of a challenge on the standard difficulty, making the buff part kind of overkill, on level 1 playthroughs they really do make a difference, and it's a great use of Ratatouille in my opinion. It's a special touch to Kingdom Hearts 3, and I say it is a success. Now, if only Donald and Goofy could shut up about seeing ingredients every 5 feet, then we'd be totally cool.
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
You tested my patience, Duck! And the last mini thing is the gummy phone camera, where you can take pictures and selfies. Honestly, I thought this was just going to be a slapped-on feature, but it actually has a purpose, so that's kind of neat. All I can say, though, is that it's really fun to use, and you can completely meme up everything in the game now with ease, so happy snapping gamers, make good use of it. Now, you can tell KH3 wanted to improve on some of the lesser thought-out mechanics and details of past games, and there are some nice quality-of-life additions and changes that I just want to point out for a sec. As already mentioned before, you can block and use items in mid-air now, and it's one of those things you didn't realize how convenient it was until you got it. You can now teleport to different save portals via save portals instead of having to leave the world to select the one you want. There is now a retry and prepare option in the death menu, so when you die, you can adjust your gear and then immediately try the battle again. The game allows you to keep all versions of magic instead of it being replaced by the strongest one you get, and you get 3 presets for your quick commands, which you can switch on the fly, allowing you to basically have 12 quick commands instead of 4. You can skip intro sequences for attraction flow and links using square, and you can turn off the long keyblade transformation animations in the menu if you want to speed up combat. You can get an item called a Kupo coin, which acts as a Kingdom Hearts Phoenix down, where if you are killed in battle, it immediately brings you back, but you can only buy and hold one at a time, so don't think you can totally abuse it. And probably the most superficial thing is that when you return to a world after the main plot, there are subtle differences, and it actually feels like life is continuing on there instead of existing in some frozen timescape. I don't know, these are just helpful, neat features that I noticed, and I hope to see them again in future installments. But now on to the big one, the extras. Okay, so while the game does have posts and content, as of now, it is kind of minimal. Don't get me wrong, there is a ton of stuff to collect, minigames, extra battles, and a very challenging super boss, but compared to some past games, not all, it feels more like a salad rather than an entree, if you know what I mean. But the main story feels complete, there's no doubt about that, and I don't know about you, but not many people buy a game just for the post-story extras. It's not exactly a deal breaker. But this does bring up the acronym that's like nails on a chalkboard to some, the possibilities of DLC. Now, I want to remind everybody before some of you all start screaming unfinished that Kingdom Hearts has basically been doing DLC since before it was even a thing with their Final Mix re-releases, aka extra stuff that was added and changed roughly a year after the game came out. Kinda got a history of it, boys, please look it up. The vanilla versions of some past games weren't exactly a landslide with the extras either, and a lot of the stuff people love about those titles came later. But with the power of modern gaming technology and the fact that we aren't cavemen anymore, instead of having to buy a full price re-release to get the extra goods, now we can just download them with a click of a button. Oh, happy day. While the team stated they didn't plan any add-ons in development since the main game was the focus, Nomura has recently expressed interest in doing DLC and update patches in the future, but he wants to avoid traditional season pass nonsense. So extra post-game content changes and additions to the main story can and will most likely be added later down the line. In fact, many issues I take with the game could easily be addressed in patches or DLC, since I think the core fundamentals of the experience are solid, so they can really only enhance rather than detract. I know people can view after-launch add-ons or fixes as a sign of greed or incompetence, but I am not going to complain about getting more Kingdom Hearts, y'all. But of course, some people will, and I pray to God I'm dead before then, you toe-sucking killjoy. Gosh, what a mouthful. So now we come to the part where I make some intellectual analogy about how Kingdom Hearts 3 represents the end of people's childhoods, or something about nostalgia. Blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
funny.
You know what? I could easily do that, but instead, I'd rather just be blunt. Kingdom Hearts 3 advertised exactly what it was. Nomura was transparent about the development, and the story leading up to it told us how it was going to play out. KH3 followed through on its promise to conclude one saga, and whether or not you feel like it did a good enough job is up to you. But Kingdom Hearts 3 adds a new feeling to the series that I have wanted for so long, although I can understand people feeling disappointed depending on their perspective and expectations of the title, since the shortcomings may be too much for folks. I cannot tell you how to feel about this game, and you are allowed to own your own level of satisfaction. But KH3 put itself in a very weird position, having half its experience basically incomprehensible to newcomers with its story, but also trying to please hyped-up, dedicated fans after years of waiting. It's a perfect storm for mixed opinions, loud internet debates, hot takes, lore, and aggressive stances, and from a bird's eye view, it seems we're going to be in this noisy state for a while. But I personally think the best way to view the game is a cherry on top to a layered cake unlike any other. I see Kingdom Hearts 3 as the end-all sale of the series that's meant to totally curb stomp previous titles' early relevancy, but as a worthy addition that complements everything that came before. I am in it for the whole cake, y'all, not just the cherry. I have grown up with this series, from adoring it, to despising it, to full-on embracing it. And even when its ups and downs gave me whiplash, I have always loved Nomura's wild ride, and I don't...
Okay, fair enough. That wasn't nearly as, like, super pro as I thought it was going to be. Okay. You want to go out? Okay. I'll be back. we made a little bit of good progress with some of the video here. I think I'm basically fine with the script at this point. I kind of do wish I had more, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 apologist stuff. Like, I just remember so much pro Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is amazing, blah, 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 that I just thoroughly disagreed with throughout the past couple of years. And I don't know. Maybe I have a lot of it in, like, my bookmarks or something on Twitter. But I guess I could, like, scroll through those and try and find them, although I have a lot of those. So we'll see. But otherwise, I think we're at a pretty good stopping point with this video. This one is going to be a whole other can of worms. So until next time,